Hello folks, my name's Adam. I am a full stack engineer with Talent Path, and today this video is aimed directly towards those newbies out there that are just getting started coding, or perhaps a newbie to a new framework. Whenever I start on a new framework, I have document fear straight off the bat. There could be not enough documentation, there could be way the heck too much documentation. Either or, it's terrifying, either way. What I've learned to come to do is just say, hey, I have the ability to start a new application, just get something up and running, quick, dirty, do what you need to do, get in there, mess around with the code, see what's going on. And for me, that's now my favorite way to learn new frameworks, learn new languages, etc. So what I've got open here, as you can see, is Angular. So if you wanted to learn Angular as a new framework, my suggestion would be to just go ahead and install the Angular CLI, the command line interface, so that way you can just get an application up and running lickety-split, get in there, see the code, see how it works, then you can go from there. If you mess it up, it's fine, delete the folder, start a new app. That's as easy as it is. So here on the site, it tells you how to install Angular. So hopefully you've already got npm package manager and your favorite EDI, whether that's Visual Studio, Atom, Sublime Text, whatever it may be. If you don't have that going, there is another video that I'd like to make to just get the general dev workspace up and running for you guys. But for now, I'll assume that you already have the ability to use the npm. You can go ahead and install globally. That's what this G flag here is for. Or if you just want to install the Angular CLI in whatever your local project folder is, that's okay too. So once you've gone ahead and installed that, it'll take a little bit, but nothing too difficult at all, nice and easy. Once you've installed that, the next part, getting your application up and running, is easy peasy lemon squeezy. This is how simple it really, really is. So we've got ng, which is shorthand for any of the Angular command line interface commands. New is just meaning that we're wanting to start a new instance of, and the my first project here with the hyphens in between, that is the naming convention for an application that you are creating. So let's go ahead and head to our command line interface here, pull it into the syndoc, if I can manage to do that. And what we're going to do here, I'm already inside of my source folder. My source folder is where I keep all of my projects whenever I'm doing something from scratch, whenever I want to do some research, throw some code together. I've just got this source folder there. So hopefully you know how to navigate back and forth. Again, that's something that I would like to make a video of in the future. But for right now, again, I'll assume that you know how to navigate through the folders in the terminal. So we will go ahead and do the ng new, and we'll go ahead and use what they suggest, the my first project. As soon as we click on that bad dog, I do want you guys to see just how quick this is. We'll go ahead and have some more chat still, but I'm not going to cut away. I want you to see just how little time it takes for all of the packages to install, for all of the structures to build, for all the files and folders that you need to start a brand new Scratch app up and running with the Angular CLI. There are other commands as well. This is just to start the Scratch app. But if you look through the rest of the docs here, which I don't want to cut away from the screen, I want you guys to see in real time how long that takes. But the point is that if you were to go into the docs, we'll kick it over to the side there, how about that? If you were to go into the docs here, there are other command line commands that you can put in for Angular CLI that allow you to work at lightning speed. One of my absolute favorite commands, which I'll show you once we're up and running here, is the ng generate command that allows you to generate files, folders, all sorts of different things, but they also allow you to just generate everything that you need. And by the way, we just got the finish on the create my first project. These are just a bunch of warnings for the LF will be replaced by CRLF. nothing to worry about right now. Successfully initialized get is what we're looking for, and so I'll just clear that screen again. I will kick us into my first project, if I can type. And then if I list here, you see all of this beautiful stuff that has been created for me already. What I was talking about beforehand with the command line, I'm just going to go ahead and show you now that this is up and running. Sorry for the brief sidebar, but now we're going to jump into the fun stuff. So inside of my terminal here, I'm just going to hit code dot, because that will go ahead and pull up a new project inside of my Visual Studio, which is my preferred IDE. So thank you for the welcome, Visual Studio. You're always so kind, but we're going to go ahead and close up here. So now we're back. Where I left you last, we had just pulled open the project inside of Visual Studio, or you will pull it open in whichever IDE you like to use. I prefer Visual Studio, and so here we go. So once we opened this up, we saw it inside the terminal that there were lots of different folders and files created. But here inside of Visual Studio, you can really get a good look of just how much was created for us with just that one line of code, the ng new my first project. It worked for, I would have to go back and look at the video. It might have taken a minute. It was probably something less than that, though. So within that minute or however long that that command needed to run for, we had 3 different folders created, and that's probably about 15 different files created. Then you go ahead and pull up all of those different folders, and you'll see just how much is inside of each of those folders as well. You see all of the different node modules that were put inside of here, all of those beautiful packages that we're using. And then if we go into source, which is where you'll end up doing a lot of the building work, there's even more inside of here. So if we open up the app, because that's the meat that we want to see here, we just want to see what it's created for our application. And if we pull this open, we see that there is a root Angular module, is what you come to learn once you study a little bit. We see a component for the root. We see a template as well, which is already filled in with lots of CSS inside of here is what you'll find. And that's because you can actually hit ng-serve, and it'll go ahead and pull open this application for you inside of a server. So what I'd love to show you here is if I go into the app module, you'll see that right here, it's not important that you understand what the declarations mean, what the imports are, what the providers are. Right now, I'm just showing you how quickly these command lines can help you out. So if I go ahead and pull up a terminal inside of my IDE, Visual Studio here, you'll see that I am inside of this root folder, the project folder. So if I go ahead and hit ng, which is the shorthand again, G for generate, and C for component, and then let's say we'll just make up a new folder, because that's what this first word is here, and then we'll go ahead and name this new component that we're going to be making product detail. Let's just call it that. If I hit the enter key there, you'll see that it's going to do its thing. It's thinking right now, it's working right now. This has asked me if I want to be able to help Angular with their analytics, and you know what? I would like to, because you made such a great framework. So yes, I'm going to give you all of my data, Angular. Now, pardon the dogs barking in the back. Now, after just a little bit of work, we see down inside of the terminal that there were some more files created, and also a folder. So if we take a look up here, we've got this new product folder that was just created for us automatically. And inside of that, we have a component that is already filled out with selector, template URLs, style URLs, all the good stuff, all the meat that you need inside of a component, all the stuff that you normally forget how to do it, where to put it. It's already in there for you. We've got an HTML template that's already pre-filled with product detail works, so that makes it nice and easy to see that, hey, this component is actually up and running, at least in view form. And then it's got CSS, which again is blank, but the file's already made for you. So that's one folder, and we've even got a spec.ts, which is where you would do your testing. So we've got one folder and 4 files. And all of that was just created by that one command line. It was created, say, for the analytic question that we needed to answer. It was created in a split second. So, that being said, if we go back to the original app module, it's also filled in the information that was necessary. Beforehand, it was just the app component, and we had this import here. Now we've got the import, and we've got the declaration that we need, and it was all made by just that one command line. So, it may seem confusing now, but the takeaway from this video is learn your command line, learn the quick and easy way to just get an app up and running. With React, it's Create React App. With Angular, it's the CLI that you can download. But do yourself a favor, get one of these things up and running, get them moving. I'll even hit ng-serve here, and we'll go ahead and get this application up and running while I'm closing. Alright, here it is up and running. And once this is built, and here it is. Here is our application. And it's pretty, and it's beautiful, and it gives you something fun to work with when you're climbing inside here. So again, do yourself the favor. Just climb in, see what they have for you. They've even got it going right here on the screen for you. ng generate component XYZ, just to climb in and get things going as quickly as possible. Have fun learning, you guys, and can't wait to serve up another video for you. Thanks.